It's Game 9 of the ALGS Championship. Over 16,000 fans are in attendance in Sapporo, Japan to witness this very moment. 9 teams have crossed the match point threshold, meaning that almost half the lobby can end the entire tournament here with a win. $2 million on the line, and the ring is going to be pulling 2.
Someone's on us.
I think this is Echo. This is Echo.
Hold on. Echo.
Hard echo.
Echo's in.
Don't echo.
Within 2 minutes, we already have 7 of our 9 match point teams inside of Echo HQ locked into positions ready to take the win. And our teams are incredibly sure about this ending.
This goes pylon, someone's in dev console.
That is until...
Well, let's check out where that zone's going to be heading. Oh my goodness gracious!
You cannot write it. Oh my word!
Oh my God! We have the biggest pullback of the tournament. It is now going to be at Pylon. Are you kidding me? This is not real life.
So how did this happen? How did all of the best teams in the world predict this zone wrong? The moment the zone pulled back, the crowd erupts, which raised a few eyebrows for a few of our players.
Yeah, go ahead. People are cheering for some reason.
In order to understand how all of these teams predicted the zone incorrectly, let's first start off by establishing a few basics about competitive Apex Legends and the zone. First off, each team, for the most part, will be playing a controller class character. While these characters aren't very popular in pubs or ranked, in competitive, they are the most important set of characters in the entire game because they have the ability to scan ring consoles. This allows for teams to see the next zone pull a ring in advance. In competitive Apex, this knowledge is invaluable, as the most consistent way to win games in almost every battle royale is to sit in a safe position as close to the final ring as possible. This will cut out all the time that you're going to be moving, whether voluntarily or forced by ring, which is when teams are at their most vulnerable. Next, let's discuss how teams are attempting to predict the zone pull. First off, we have something called invalid circle endings, aka the exclusion zone. This is essentially a set of areas on the map that the developers have coded the circle to never end. The goal of this was to prevent terrible end zones that maybe have no cover, such as the coastlines on Storm Point, or endings near unplayable spaces, such as mountains. And also, it prevents endings inside of buildings. They might pull right next to a building, but at some point, it's always going to pull out into open space in order to prevent heal-offs, where the players are sitting inside on opposite floors, both popping medkits until ring damage decides who wins the game, because quite frankly, that is the most anticlimactic way for a game to end. I'm looking at you, Fortnite.
That might be it right there. Yeah, that's got to be it unless they see each other.
There's no way Funkspin will do this. Bizzle should have this one in the bag. He's healing in the zone, and there it is. Bizzle gets it done. He's got the campfire, he's got the heals.
And the final thing to note is that when you watch these pros' POVs, you'll often see them zoom in as close as possible to see if and where the first circle and revealed circle from the ring console touch. If there is a gap between the two and they do not touch, then it'll typically pull back somewhere else within the available ring. But if those two do in fact touch, then more often than not, it will continue to pull deeper towards the touch point. When our teams looked, the ring was in fact touching.
We have a good spot, boys. Is it touching? Yeah, it is. We're good, boys. One gut spot.
Leading our competitors to believe it will be pulling into Echo HQ, but something seemed off.
Just gonna pull other side. I can't tell, bro.
Yeah, it's a wax zone. I have no idea.
Yeah, come on. Looks a bit weird.
Looks a bit weird, bro.
Could be Echo.
Interesting.
I mean, low-key, could this not pull back to us?
It could bounce, but I haven't seen that bounce in a while.
This is a weird-ass looking zone, I ain't gonna lie.
Suspicion was in the air, and yet everyone played Echo except for a few teams like Hot Dog, Fnatic, or Legacy, but they didn't play Pylon out of choice and instead did so due to being held out on rotation from Echo. Nobody in the entire lobby had called the Pylon zone except for one man.
I think that's 100% an Echo zone. There obviously is a chance of a Pylon pullback, but I 100% think that this goes to Echo.
And this zone is going right
Actually, you know
towards
what?
the Falcons. Maybe pylon?
I completely changed everything you said. I looked at exactly where it's touching, and it's touching on the mountain. I think it pulls back pylon.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm switching it.
So Greek
pylon.
is saying back pylon. We'll see how this goes, man.
That's what I think.
Greek brings up a great point when it comes to our zone reads. The zone is touching, but upon further examination, it is touching on an exclusion zone. This is what I believe was causing suspicion across our teams, but when you're in the heat of a match point lobby and teams are already beginning to rotate, you do not have as much time to sit there and make decisions. You have to act. But oftentimes with these echo zones, the overall circle is typically going to be pulling a bit deeper towards the coastline.
Do you think it goes Echo or do you think it goes pylon?
I don't know. I thought Echo here, but it's also like, dude, in this zone, it's just not that deep here. But like, what's the zone? The only other zone I know that ends here in Echo is this.
But here's the thing that wasn't really communicated by our teams, but was certainly thought of when selecting the positions they chose to play. Grow Gaming, when seeing the initial zone, has Keon bring up the possibility of a pullback.
Echo's in.
Yeah,
Does that pull back? Does that pull back in the pylon?
No. We just take a spot in Echo. It's definitely
What do you think about UAV build?
I don't think UAV build. I think we just take like this build.
I'm just saying, like, so we have a chance to Valkyrie out if it does happen.
13 teams in this lobby are playing Valkyrie, 7 of which are already inside of Echo. And this is important because when making the distinction between where you're going to play, if it pulls into Echo and you gambled on pylon, sure, you have Valkyrie to maybe go over the mountain and try to get into the end zone. But Echo has very few playable spots, and a lot of these positions are very easy to defend. If you try to gamble on pylon and you are wrong and have to Valkyrie in late, every spot will be taken and you will most likely die. Your other options besides Valkyrie is to have to fight for either hillside opposite of Echo, but even that is not ideal. The first domino to fall once we hit ring 2 is S8UL, who are holding the ever-powerful Cannon Hillside. Immediately upon ring close, they move to Coastal Camp and get third ring information.
Third in Coastal.
Yeah, we should get that.
Pylon.
Holy fuck.
Did you
wanna... Do we Valkyrie for info?
like it?
Yeah, can we Valkyrie for my cow?
After seeing this, they're gonna Valkyrie straight into Pylon, and the lobby begins to react.
We crossed
Valkyrie thing from like pylon.
Yeah, they might have third from Coastal. Wait, they just Valkyrie.
This team's base poking out.
Yo, that team Valkyrie into pylon, guys. It might be a pylon zone.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought it was off of round 1.
I just saw a Team West Valkyrie, and they could have fucking third ring, but
Where'd they go to?
they went to pylon. They went to pylon.
Right pull.
Pylon zone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like I said, they could not have the info.
But the most notable team is E36, who, unlike Falcons, wholeheartedly believe S8UL have made the correct call.
야, 파일런 들어간다!
아, 씨발. 이거 대포들 아니야? 이거 대포 가서 대포 와봐. 대포 가자, 이거.
Seeing this and playing from the very survey building that Noct had suggested earlier, they follow S8UL's footsteps and safely walk up the hill and also Valkyrie into Pylon.
Wait, those guys are leaving. They just left UAV, I think. Yeah, they just left UAV. Can we just go take UAV? 3, 2, 1, go. Go to Zep. Can you hit UAV, Noct? It's definitely a pylon zone. This compound's free. Did we wait for my bub back and we just Valkyrie in?
You ready?
My bub now, go. Yeah, go. Try and spin.
Yep.
Next up, Oblivion realizes that based on the 2 Valkyries from S8UL and E36, teams have begun to leave the area and they formulate a plan.
Valkyrie where?
They'll go slow. They're coming. Wait, they're going pylon.
Okay.
Oh, it's a fucking flip. Is it a flip?
It might be a flip.
It might be. It's like shallow.
Do you want to hit a Valkyrie fucking instantly or what?
Yeah, I think we're going to the fucking tree and we put Valkyrie, yeah?
Ripper zone.
Yeah, on me, you can do it on me.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
The lobby as a whole has now fully realized the mistake. Edge teams playing for third ring console have rushed into Pylon, knowing that there was an opening. By the time we get to ring 5, half the lobby is already gone. Fnatic, Legacy, and Hot Dog, who were forced to wait in Pylon earlier due to Echo being full, are still here. We also have Edge teams such as Alliance or Gen G who came in late and claimed all of the open space before the zone teams could. And then finally, we have the few teams who had been running Valk and, whether intentionally or not, set themselves up in a position of flexibility ability to utilize her ultimate to get back over the mountain and back into pylon before everyone else realized the mistake. And so what was it? How did all of the best teams in the world incorrectly predict this zone? Something that we never see in competitive Apex. And all of that despite the fact that a lot of these teams felt like something was off. Well, I think it was a unique example of game mechanics colliding with the touching zone and the heavy amount of exclusion zones in Echo. Next, I believe there's an element of social proof bias. This essentially means that despite all of the warning signs, despite the fact that many of our teams believe that this zone pull looked weird, when you see other squads moving in towards Echo HQ, you simply believe the entire lobby can't be wrong, right? An example of this is 100 Thieves, one of the later teams to end up rotating towards zone. Phony initially has the gut reaction thinking this looks more like a pylon pull.
Like a pylon zone more than it does like a
Definitely pull back pylon.
echo zone.
But after he saw that opposing team get survey information and fly towards pylon, he later changes his tune.
You back? From max height, They're hitting recon. They know what's free and what's not.
One height.
They're going straight to echo. What pull do you think it is?
We haven't had a pylon zone in a long time, I feel
I
like.
think it's Echo back right here.
I think so too.
In such a high pressure moment, it's not easy being the one that's going to go against the entire lobby. Combine that with the fact that we are in the ALGS Championship Grand Finals, and this is Game 9. Half the lobby is on match point. If you make the wrong decision here, that can cost you the win. And speaking of winning, Oblivion, one of those teams that actually started in Echo HQ, ends up winning this game and the entire tournament. If you want to see how they did it, make sure to click right here. Also, if there's nothing here yet, that's because the video's not out yet. When it is, you can click there.